Hello and welcome back to Essential Excel. This video came about from a solution we found ourselves working on earlier in the week, and we thought it was worth sharing with you to help you if you found yourself in a similar scenario where you're trying to get to the same result. So that scenario was where we had, as you'll see in our example, in column A we have a date value and also a timestamp captured within the same column. So as you can see in our example, we've got four pieces of information. We've got the date, or four rows, should I say. So we've got the 2nd of July 2019, and we've got a timestamp at the end there. The date is the same for all four, but as you can see, the timestamp is slightly different. And then what we want to do is we want to extract the date only to column B, and we then want to extract the time only to column C. So in order to do that, we are going to use a function available to us in Excel, and then the second part we're going to do a simple subtraction to get the time in column C. So jumping straight into it, we're going to use a function called int, what stands for integer, and as you can see from our pop-up was come here from entering in the formula, we can see that int rounds a number down to the nearest integer. So an integer being a whole number. And why that's important is if we just come back out of the formula, what we can look at, if you didn't already know, is if you were to look at change the format of a date and time to a number, you will see that the date and time is made up of a whole number and a decimal place. And the whole number, so as in our example here, the 43648, that relates to the date. And the decimal place, or decimal places of 556, relates to the time. And actually it's not just 56, as you can see in the top here in our formula bar, it's 558, so on and so forth. And it's that all those decimal places that relate to the actual time, minutes, or the hours, minutes, and seconds for that date. So in order to actually get just our date value, all we need is to extract those first five characters, or so I say first five numbers, so the 43648, what will just give us our date. So in order to be able to do that, and what we'll just do is put ourselves back to our formatting we're in. In order to just get that number, we can just use the integer function. So we'll do int open brackets. All we need to do is select the cell reference in which we want to pull in, and then hit enter. And you can see we now have that value of the 2nd of July 2019 isolated away from the time. And as we can see, we've got it there now. So what we'll do is just to go back to that other format we just now looked at of the number. So you can now see what's happened is we've got our initial date and time of the 43648.56, and now because we just got the date value in B, we can see that the date on its own is just 43648. So that is obviously how we've been able to use integer to get to just the date value on its own. So in order to get the time value, all we need to do is extract out this 0.56 from our date and time value to obviously, and then once it's formatted to a time, will then give us the time value. So simply to do that, all we need to do is enter into our formula, or not into our formula, into our cell reference, a simple subtraction formula of our larger value, what contains the date and time, what's with a 0.46, 56 even, and all we need to do is subtract away from it our integer calculation number, or what's the result of that, what is just our date. And when we do that, you can see we're now left with the 1:23:57. So that's actually just the time what's off of that. And if I just now go back a few steps and just put that formula in again, we can see that if we go, so date and time minus the date on its own is just the time of 1:23:57. And what we can do just one more time, just apologies going backwards and forwards, but hopefully it helps to sort of identify it. We can now see what, in simplistic terms, how it looks in terms of numbers, that we've got our date and time with the full starting point, the date just being the integer value, so the values to the left of the decimal place, and the time just being the values after the decimal place, so the 0.56. And then what we can do is just undo that again, get back to our initial formatting and drag our formula down, and you can see that's now worked for all those other values as well. So we've now got our date separated in column B, and then we've got the time separated out into column C here. Okay, we hope you found that very useful. Likewise, if you do find yourself you've got any questions or there's anything you're trying to do in Excel and you need a solution to help you achieve it, do either drop us a comment below with any questions you might have about this video as well, or reach out to us on our Facebook page and let us know any problems or questions you have, and we can probably make a video to help walk you through how to do it. And as always, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel and give this video a great big thumbs up. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next video.